Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of the College of Business. the faculty representatives of Ferris State University, the president and stage dignitaries, please stand for the singing of our national anthem. Feel free to join soloist Rachel Schumann. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated. Good afternoon. Welcome to the commencement exercises of Ferris State University. We are delighted that you, the families and friends of our graduates, have come to witness this occasion, which celebrates their many accomplishments. My name is Laura Dix. I am a faculty member in the College of Business. Carrying the symbolic mace and representing the Academic Senate is Dave Steenstra. Marshals representing the faculty members are Leanne Briggs and Amy Dory. Today's music is performed by the Brass Quintet from Mount Pleasant. The interpreter is Emily Baxter, and the ushers are members of the Ferris State University Student Alumni Gold Club. Please join me in thanking them for their assistance. Now allow me to present the stage dignitaries, who will rise as they are introduced. Audience, please hold your applause until all have been recognized. Board of Trustees Chair Gary L. Granger from Byron Center. President David L. Eisler. Honorary doctorate candidate James Gartner. Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs Fritz J. Erickson. Distinguished teachers are selected by the Ferris faculty each year. These individuals are recognized for her outstanding performance as dedicated teachers and counselors of students. It is my privilege to introduce one of our 2014 distinguished teachers, Dr. Jennifer Johnson. Academic Senate President Kangandra Thapa. Director of Alumni Relations, Jeremy J. Mishler. Vice President for Student Affairs, Janine Ward Roof. Trustee Alicia M. Baker from Mount Clemens. Trustee D. William Lakin from Clinton Township. Trustee Arthur L. Tebow from Walloon Lake. Trustee Sue Ann L. Waltz from Big Rapids. Vice President for University Advancement and Marketing, Shelley Armstrong. Vice President for Extended and International Operations, Donald J. Green. Vice President for Diversity and Inclusion, David Pilgrim. Vice President and General Counsel, Miles J. Postema. Vice President for Administration and Finance, Jerry L. Scobie. Dean of the Library, Scott Garrison. Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Rick S. Kurtz. Dean of the College of Health Professions, Matthew O. Adianju. Dean of Michigan College of Optometry, David A. Damari. Dean of the College of Pharmacy, Stephen W. Durst. Dean of the College of Engineering Technology, Larry L. Schult. Dean of the College of Business, David M. Nickel. Would you please join me in acknowledging them? Officially presiding over this commencement ceremonies are members of the Board of Trustees of Ferris State University. Board Chair Granger now brings you the board's greetings.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2014 May commencement ceremony. Ferris State University is one of Michigan's great public institutions of higher learning. The Board of the Trustees is comprised of citizens just like you and I from various walks of life who are appointed by the governor with the advice and consent of the Senate of the state of Michigan. As mandated by the state, we are responsible for setting policy that improves quality of education as well as quality of life, and there couldn't be a better opportunity of celebrating that as we do today with the ceremony of each of you meeting this milestone in your lives. On behalf of the entire Board of Trustees, I want to extend our best wishes to you and to this class of 2014 as you join others from around the world who are part of your alumni from Ferris State University. As always, we wish you our very best wishes, and go Bulldogs!
Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Fritz Erickson, will introduce the honorary doctorate candidate.
Good afternoon. We are honored today to recommend an individual who has a renowned career and is an alumnus of Ferris State University. We are proud to recognize James Gartner.
You know, this is fun. All of us, in some way, are going to have an opportunity of touching others with what we've been taught ourselves. And it truly is, we either live our lives as a pipe that flows through and serves others and gives to others, or a bucket. And if we're a pipe, the water stays clean. If we're a bucket, the water tends to stagnate. And this is a great example of somebody who probably has a whole lot more attention than any of us would ever receive, who has touched so many lives. But it is an example, and I think an inspiration to each one of you. It's an inspiration to me of somebody who has taken their education here at Ferris and done some absolutely wonderful things. And I'm going to read some excerpts from the resolution that is being provided to him from the Board of Trustees today. We are providing James Gardner with an honorary doctorate of business and industry. Now, since his educational time here at Ferris, which he's going to speak to us about in a few minutes, these are a few things that he has done. He has been a highly regarded and sought-after director whose clients include global businesses like AT&T, Coca-Cola, FedEx, Pepsi, Visa, and many others. Now, that's pretty darn gold-plated, isn't it? His distinctive visual style of emotionally rich storytelling has earned him many awards, including 2 Emmys and multiple Gold Lions at Cannes. He has twice been honored as a recipient of the Directors Guild of America Award for Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Commercials, and has also received the Chicago Film Festival's Lifetime Achievement Award. He has directed the acclaimed and #1 box office feature film, Glory Road, about a 1966 Texas Western basketball team which fielded the first completely African-American collegiate starting lineup. So, James, you are a Ferris State graduate and an alumni, and you began your media career right here, right on the same campus that each of you have gotten your education. You were involved in the university student radio station, and you've returned to campus to share your experiences with us, and for that we really appreciate it. So therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of Ferris State University offers to you its sincere gratitude, and we take great pride in conferring upon you the honorary degree Doctor of Business and Industry, with all the rights and privileges that pertain to it.
James Gardner, Ferris State University is privileged to pay tribute to you today by virtue of the laws of the state of Michigan and the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Ferris State University, and with the sincere good wishes of the faculty and students of this university, I confer upon you the honorary degree, Doctor of Business and Industry, with all the rights and privileges therein. As a symbol of this recognition, we invest you with this doctoral hood. And present you with this diploma. Let me introduce to you Dr. James Gardner. This is going to hand you your book.
Well, thank you. I bought a batch of baking powder and I baked a let me start once more. This is very tough. I bought a batch of baking powder and baked a batch of biscuits. I brought a big basket of biscuits back to the bakery, baked a basket of big biscuits. Then I took the basket of biscuits and the basket of big biscuits, mixed the big basket of biscuits with the basket of biscuits that was next to the big basket, put a bunch of biscuits from the basket into a biscuit mixer, brought the basket of biscuits to the bakery, and I opened up a can of sardines. Now, that was actually an assignment I had here at Ferris a millennium ago. And it's frankly one of the few things I remember. It doesn't mean I didn't learn anything here. It just means I can't remember anything. And you will not remember a thing I say here today either, I'm fully aware. So first, congratulations, class. I salute you. And President Eisler and the Board of Trustees, thank you for having me here, and thank you for this honor. So, I have 16 things I want to say to you today, and I promise I'll be done in 5 minutes and 18 seconds, starting right now. And that, by the way, was number one, brevity. Shakespeare said brevity is the soul of wit, and writer Dorothy Parker said brevity is the soul of lingerie. I like that. Number two, when someone asks you what you want to do now that you're out of school and you say, I don't know, and they say, well, don't worry, you're young, worry. People will say you have time to figure it out, and I think you probably do, but don't tell yourself this for very long, because if you wait too long, something will not fill the void, anything will, and you'll wake up and you'll be 40 and miserable. Figure out what you love to do, and then do all that you can to see that you get there. Number three, there's a debate over who said this. It may have been film producer Samuel Goldwyn. Considering my profession, I hope it was. He said, the harder you work, the luckier you get. 4, this is from the Jewish Talmud. Now, I'm not Jewish, but I like this an awful lot. Silence is agreement. So stand up for what is right and truthful, unless you're Rosa Parks, and then you can sit down. 5 is fear. Number 5 is fear. Fear can be inspiring, and we don't tend to think about fear as being inspiring. Everybody says, don't be afraid. I suggest to you, be afraid. Don't fear fear. A little fear is not such a bad thing. Too much probably is. But fear keeps you from becoming comfortable and complacent and robotic. Don't fear fear. Number 6, never give in, never give in, never, 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 and nothing great or small, large or petty, never give in, except to convictions of honor and good sense. That was Winston Churchill. 7, now I used to be a writer at an advertising agency, and I had an epiphany one day, and I came to recognize that the brain was a bank. And as I continued to take these withdrawals from my brain, I became fully aware that I needed to make deposits to this creative bank, the brain. And so I would spend a great deal of time reading or looking at art, studying good literature, looking at photography, analyzing it, dissecting it, figuring out what makes this good versus something else. These were the deposits so that I could take the withdrawals, which makes perfect sense, does it not? But it's bigger than that. It works in life as well. Make more deposits than you take withdrawals in your friendships, in your business, in your marriage, in life in its whole. Because withdrawals in life are inevitable. No one will get it perfect. We will all mess up and screw up. You will make mistakes. You will hurt people along the way. But if you do it right, you will have far more deposits than you have withdrawals, and they will forgive easily, or they should. Your life is a bank. Make more deposits than you take withdrawals. Number 8, don't judge your happiness by how happy others seem to be. The happiest people I know are those I don't know very well. I don't know who said that, but I like it. The happiest people I know are those I don't know very well. You have no idea what goes on inside the 4 walls of a person, and it ain't always what it looks like. It is. 9, credit others. 10, Yogi Berra, the great New York Yankee, he had a way with words, as many of you know. He said, if the world were perfect, it wouldn't be perfect. Number 12 is about failure. You will fail, unavoidable. You will make mistakes, it is unavoidable. And if you're at all like me, you will remember your failures far longer than your successes, and you'll remember the criticisms much more and longer than the praise. But learn to let go. What seems disastrous in the moment will likely not be a year down the road or even 6 months, and probably not even next week. Steve Jobs, in a commencement address of his own in 2005, said getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could ever have happened to me, and yet when he was fired, it was devastating to him. Remember this, growth is dependent upon binary opposition. Adversity Setbacks, trials, they're just life's resistance. If the world were perfect, it wouldn't be perfect. It's pretty simple, really. Simple, but not simplistic. And by the way, ultimately, you're going to be judged by your successes, not your failures. Number 11 is what I find to be the secret to success, and do not discount this number 11. Surround yourself with people who are better than you, smarter than you, and more moral than you, because they will make you smarter and better and more moral. 12, and then once you're successful, you must give back. A great actor, someone who I loved since I was a young child, was Jack Lemmon. And I actually had the good fortune to be able to work with him about that much once. He had this philosophy. He said, if you've done well in the business you've wanted to do well in, it's your obligation to spend a good portion of your time sending the elevator back down. Now, I like that because it's about being selfless and about being grateful. Send the elevator back down. 13, repent every day. Repent means to turn. 14, Yogi Berra, again, on why he no longer went to a popular New York restaurant. He said, nobody goes there no more, it's too crowded. It has nothing to do with anything, I just liked it. And 15 of 16, I said this before, but you've already forgotten, silence is agreement. And finally, number 16, remember always what Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl said, there are only two races, the decent and the indecent. 5 minutes and 15 seconds, 16 seconds, I'm not kidding, perfectly on. Congratulations again, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gardner, for those inspiring words and that wonderful advice. It's a true honor to stand before you, the class of 2014. Today is a wonderful opportunity for you to reflect on your accomplishments here at Ferris State University. Such a time, you need to know that your success is built upon the collective efforts of so many people who care about you and who take great pride in your growth and development. I want to pause for a moment so we can express our thanks to them. I begin with our faculty, who have served as your teachers, advisors, guides, and mentors. We are truly fortunate to have a faculty who are dedicated to teaching and who care deeply about students. I would ask that our faculty rise so that we can express our thanks to them. Faculty? I also want to thank our staff, who each contribute in their way for you, our students. In doing so, I would note their many contributions to our ceremony, the beautiful decorations here today, and the commencement program, which provides information on our academic offerings and today's ceremony. Now the special guests with us today. First, I want to recognize your parents. They have planned and sacrificed to help you reach this pinnacle of achievement. Parents, please stand. I'd be willing to guess that there are also proud grandparents here. Would you please stand? For some graduates, there are spouses or significant others who have stood by them in both good and tough times and have supported you toward this day. Would you please stand? Graduates, some of you also have children who have had to share their mom or dad with books, studying, and homework assignments. I'd ask the children of our graduates to stand. Finally, we have many friends and other relatives of our graduates here. Please stand so we can thank you for being here with us today. Graduates, in a few moments, you'll be crossing this stage. Two helpful reminders. As you celebrate this achievement, take time to thank those who have worked, helped, and supported you. Their sacrifice and love have helped create this moment for you. Second, a practical but useful reminder. We're going to take your picture as you receive your degree. Don't forget to pause as I shake your hand and smile. As graduates, you represent the hopes and dreams of our institution. Each of us at Ferris State University, faculty, staff, administration, and yes, fellow students, see in your personal and intellectual growth the fruit of our collective efforts. As members of the Ferris community, we never know when our efforts will shape a life, inspire a person, or help them find a path to a better future. While there are many, many wonderful examples among our graduates which have resulted from that guidance, allow me to share just two such stories with you. 4 years ago, this graduate had the experience many first-year students have of traveling what seemed like a great distance from home to attend college. In this graduate's case, that distance really was great, 6,853 miles to be exact. Having received a scholarship to study abroad, this graduate left her home in Dhahran, Saudi Arabia, to study here at Ferris State University. As great as the physical distance was, just as great was the cultural distance she traveled. When first considering study in the United States, she thought she would do so in Boston to be near an uncle of hers who was pursuing his degree there. However, after visiting Ferris, feeling welcomed by our international office, and seeing a college town in a city that was not overwhelmingly large, she felt this university was a good fit for her, and it has been. If you're among those receiving degrees today, you may have seen this student rollerblading across campus, or perhaps heard her reciting verses from a Kuwaiti poet during the university's International Festival. When she first came to orientation, she met people from many different countries. For some, it was the first time they had met a Muslim. At first, she was wary of answering questions, such as why she wore a headscarf. As her time here progressed, she became more comfortable answering questions about her background and culture. After commencement, this graduate will return to Saudi Arabia to put her degree in human resources to work through her position with Aramco. She will do so having the perspective not only of having studied at Ferris, but having performed a summer internship in California. This graduate wants to thank our College of Business professors, as well as the Office of International Education and Shana Bicycle. Please join me in recognizing Farah Alama. Would you please stand, Farah? I would ask that her mother, Hana Amola, and brother Faisal Alama also stand so we can recognize them. There are many different ways you can be outside of your comfort zone. This next graduate has worked very hard to walk across the stage and receive his diploma today, and traveled distances that cannot be measured in miles. Originally raised in Orland Park, Illinois, he moved with his foster family to Paw Paw when he was 13 years old. In addition to having 7 children of her own, this graduate's foster mother helped raise more than 250 children over the years, some of whom had severe health problems and some waiting to be able to go back with their biological parents. With her encouragement, he knew early on that he wanted to attend college. Because of his trouble with learning, this graduate was placed in special education courses beginning in the 6th grade. He says at first he didn't like being in those classes, but realized they were helping him, and he persevered. Thanks to that perseverance, by high school he was taking mostly regular classes and graduated in 2007. At an early age, this graduate had a passion for food and cooking. He was cooking and preparing menus from the time he was just 7 years old. After high school, he attended Grand Rapids Community College for a year, looking to major in their culinary arts program. He then transferred to Ferris and began working towards a degree in hospitality management. When he says he has a lot on his plate during his time at Ferris, this is true on multiple levels. From his first year here, he has worked at The Rock, our main dining facility, and leaves having become a student manager. He also served as social media manager and food and beverage manager for the Hospitality Management Program's annual fundraising gala. Having served 2 paid internships at Blythefield Country Club in Grand Rapids, this graduate continued periodically working for the club as their associate chef. He's looking forward to continuing with Blythefield this summer when they host the Women's LPGA at a tournament, and he's pursuing a management position in the hospitality field. Ultimately, this graduate's goal is to open his own restaurant in the Chicago area, and I've asked him for an invitation to the opening. He credits the different families he's found at Ferris for helping him succeed. He says that working at the Rock has been like a family, as has the Lambda Chi Alpha fraternity, of which he is a member. As a gay man, he has been active in the Diverse Sexuality and Gender Alliance group at Ferris. He says he has always felt at home at Ferris and has enjoyed being a part of a university that has such varied cultures represented on campus. Graduating today, he wants to thank his mother, Joanne Schmidt, his family, his hospitality management professors, Julie Doyle, Leanne Briggs, Katie Wolfer, Karen Keogh, and Amy Dory, and Patty Kenworthy at the Van Buren Technology Center. It is a pleasure to present to you Anthony Schmidt, and I'd ask that he stand and be recognized. Anthony. Would his family also rise? They're very much a part of his story. Would you please rise? Graduates, on behalf of our university, I wish you great success, meaning, and fulfillment. As you receive your diploma today, I encourage you to reflect upon the education you've received and the many, many people who have helped you arrive at this moment. As you set out on the next step of your life and career, you will face times of challenge, heartbreak, and disappointment. During those times, think of the example of Farah Lama and how she bridged continents to achieve her dream of an education, and the courage of Anthony Schmidt to overcome challenges and excel. Congratulations and best wishes, class of 2014.
We now take pride in recognizing the graduates of the Ferris State University class of 2014. In the interest of time and maintaining the integrity of the ceremony, we ask that families and friends of the graduates remain at their seats for the complete ceremony. The university has contracted with a professional photographer to take pictures of each graduate. Following the ceremony, we invite the family and friends to take photos in front of the stage. For safety purposes, the platform will be closed. The academic deans will assist President Eisler and Provost Erickson to confer the appropriate degrees and certificates on the Ferris State University class of 2014.
Will the candidates for the master's degrees in the College of Business please rise? Will their families also rise? Dean David M. Nickel will present the master's degree candidates.
On behalf of the College of Business, I am honored and privileged to present to you these candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration and Master of Science in Information Security and Intelligence. They are hereby certified by the faculty for their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon each of you the master's degree as they apply to you individually with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities therein. Congratulations, master's graduates, College of Business.
Family members may be seated. Graduates, please come forward as directed by the ushers. James Carl Hartley IV. Bharat Bakala. Andrea Marie Blue. Shaileshwari Bhatta, Achara. Thomas Richardson Moss. Robert J. Byram. Molly Elizabeth Lacey. Stephanie Lynn Kuyaman Boer. Tarkaman Tamadachakamachi. Chandra Arun Tej Vamula. Barwadraj Dani. Shralika Dasari. Trilok Soma Raju. Tara Marie Lee. Nicholas John Mehta. Shashank Manthra. Ladies and gentlemen, the master's graduates of the College of Business.
Will the candidates for the baccalaureate and associate degrees and certificates in the College of Business please rise? Will their families also rise? Dean Nichol will present the candidates.
On behalf of the College of Business, I am honored and privileged to present to you these candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Science, Associate in Applied Science, and certificates. They are hereby certified by the faculty for their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon each of you the bachelor and associate degrees and certificates as they apply to you individually with all the rights, privileges, and responsibility therein. Congratulations, graduates, College of Business.
Families may be seated. Graduates may be seated except for the first row. Please come forward as directed by the ushers. Todd Kevin Bunce. Taylor Nicole Beard. James Welton Bower. Jacob Ryan Harney. Matthew Patrick Engels. Ravinder Singh Chana. John Robert Ruchinsky. Joanna Christine Hart. Jennifer Elizabeth Bullen. Alyssa Jo Banty. Michelle Lynn Cooley. Adam Scott Werbicki. Arvis Theo Rashad Rhodes. Samantha Joan Landfit. William S. Whitmore. Chandra Ann Stevens. Amy Gabrink. Robin Sue Gregory. Corinne T. Ongstad. Matthew Mark Philippich. Christy Louise Brandt. Stacy Lynn Galdine. Kyle Jeffrey Peskevitz. Colin Bergeron. Bailey Ann Keller. Kelly Thomas Martin. Nicholas Ryan Guppy. Cheryl Lynn Krepenicki. Teresa Yolanda Jones. Matthew R.J. Lauer. Alexandra K. Boker. Courtney Elaine Maherg. Samantha Rose Boyle. Rollin James Colonna. Catherine Ann Garut. Jordan Edward Lindsay. Daniel Scott McNaughton. Jerry Wayne Newsom. Mona Talal H. Alasakandrini. Ayed Saleh Al-Nadrini. Michael David Place. Gabriela Bastidas. Michael David Reinert. Jenna Michelle McFadden. Kelsey Renee Meyer. Kelsey Deanne Wilson. Christopher Timothy Hall. David Harvey Lovell. Amy Ann Hughes. Olivia Ann Adams. Jessica Emily McLean. Georgia Phelan. Amy Josephina Bardell. Anthony Joseph Pettix. Kevin Daniel Hathaway. John Alexander Dudek. Evan Alexander Rice. Kevin E. Rummelt. Jonathan David Farrell. Lisa Marie Kuykendall. Jesse Robert Liebler. Micah S. McCord. Leah Danielle Case. Danielle Ann Harrison. Jeffrey Allen Burns. Bradley Heinenan. Jason Lee Bignell. Bradley Scott Way. Christopher Mark Duff. Ty J. Southwell. Erica Ellen Marie Edwards. Michelle Marie Makala. Jeremy Gerard Friday. Russell W. Smead. Christy Marie Sexton. Nicholas Galloway. Darren Lamore. Kyle Jacob Thompson. Christian R. Thompson. Matthew H. Nantius. Andrew John Wheaton. Dawn Jordan. Brandon Stephen Spink. Jay Reed. Lauren Kathleen Jant. Ariel Sarah Kohler. Devin Anthony Chop. Jillian Marie Johnson. Austin Douglas Hyde. Matthew Philip Rutledge. Cale Matthew Cook-Rickey. Anthony Jobert Belisle. Ethan Andrew Watkins. Amber A. Powney. Brian Jason Lockwood. Chad Hiles. Fletcher Spears IV. DJ Reisman. Aaron Frank Besson. Rory Bernard O'Brien. Shelby K. Marshall. Caitlin Kathleen Inman. Olivia Rule. Tashua Marie Sutton. Lisa Marie Saley. Christina Elaine Waldorf. Becca Louise Jordan. Madison Elise Sazniak. Elizabeth A. Schrader. Stephen David Kapelansky. Christine O'Grady. Joshua Stephen Newberg. Robert Merlin Hughes. Zachary James Carter. Scott Raymond Barger Jr. Evan Michael Moreau. Robert I. Garcia. Sean F. Reynolds. Kelly Elizabeth Gearman. Courtney Alice Bingham. Elisha Kumar Asahan. Alicia A. Walker. Daniel Sutherland. Miranda K. Sweeney. Gregory Watson. Stephanie Michelle Hill. Taylor Rebecca Soroki. Razvan Mag. Sirgu Laza. Ryan Thomas Busher. Lisa Marie Laurent. Anthony M. Schmidt. Audrey Vu Payan. Ryan Alexander Cole. Christine Lynn McFarland. Anthony Desmond Mathias. Joshua Francis DeMars. Stacy Marie Weller. Brian Boer. Shirley Ann Reed. Megan Lee Coffey. Jamin A. Bishop. John J. Crawford. Andrew John Gripma. Nathaniel Joseph Dufresne. Anthony Frederick Ruppel. Ethan Scott Henderson. Timothy David Berkey. Allison Marie Taranjo. Chelsea Lynn Marie Chapin. Allison Mary Wetter. Chelsea Marie Desmond. Heather Lynn Perry. Chelsea Nicole Hughes. Kimberly Sue Outenen. Kelsey Lynn Bisson. Chelsea Renee Konarchewski. Daniel G. Scholes. Amy Kathleen Dunleavy. Joanna Renee Powell. Michael A. Vow. Jessica Renee Blaney. Christopher Michael Madalena. Christy N. Karnofsky. Jessica Alice Feminio. Courtney E. Hewlin. Michael Ryan Jans. Alex Myers. Ann Patricia Smuds. Newland Alvin Wing. Tyler Patrick Brown. Anchor Ashish Sachdeva. Daniel James Hunt. Troy Patrick Harmon. Travis Allen Mikey. Melissa Ann DeVitri. Ariel Starr. Jacob Whitney Hamlin. Natalie Wilkerson. John David Bonnet. Kelsey Ann McLean. Taylor Lee Wilkinson. Matthew Alexander Sigmund. Zachary Kipmiller. Rose M. Prell. Elena Rebecca Almain. Courtney A. Cotter. Anthony James Hiltz. Matthew E. Zibikowski. Matthew Robert Niemeyer. Tori Ann Thomas. Caitlin Michelle Stam. Adam Sturt. Amanda Lynn Trigger. Erica Lorraine Jones. Andrew Lee Campbell. William Christopher King. Brian Edward Murphy. Matthew Kenneth Main. Connor Shea LaRue. Alexandra Marie Melito. Andrea Marie Stoica. Jamichael T. Jackson. Destiny Lynn Carbon. Brooklyn Whitney Haran. Nasser Adelsari. Adrienne McCormick. Megan Lynn Squanda. Jacob Lawrence Thompson. Toma Nua Vulage. Bailey Nicole Molitor. Kara Louise Cox. Kayla Louise Cox. Baracus Demetrius Keys, Jr. Ivana Ariel Hill. Christopher J. Whitfield. Lauren Elon Johnson. Andrew Charles Hunt. Jarrett Darnell Jones. Katera Monique Lynette Brown. Thomas Edward Williams. Wayne David Gaynor. Kelsey Renee Wickstrom. Brandon J. Knapp. Shannon Aubrey Reed. Ashley Christine Meyer. Bethany Nicole Sonnefeld. Melanie L. Ronquillo. Emily Agnes Knopfsinger. Meredith Gloria Twiss. Alexander Jacob Poppin. Joshua Francis Vanderclip. Adam Paul Castainer. Haley Ann Hawes. Ashley Nicole Castle. Jordan D. Holiness. William Jerome Steele. Chad Allen Grinwis. Nicole Marie Redmond. Farah Fahim Al-Ahmed. Jeffrey Cibulka. April Rose Nielsen. Caitlin Marie Opperman. Paige Leslie Spencer. Jennifer Lee Hager. Erin Rose Delahanty. Delaney Marie Gavin. Allison K. Monahan. Joseph Andrew Charlin Cottle. Samuel Marvin Waters. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of the College of Business.
Will all of our graduates please stand, graduates? There is a long-standing tradition at commencement ceremonies in which the graduates move their tassels from the right side to the left side of their caps as a symbol of their accomplishment. I invite all graduates of the class of 2014 to flip their tassels at this time. Congratulations and best wishes to each of you. Please be seated.
Jeremy Mishler, Director of Alumni Relations, will bring you greetings from the Ferris State Alumni Association.
It is now my great privilege to salute all of you for the first time as alumni of Ferris State University. From this day, you will face many new possibilities, probabilities, and challenges. We will now be depending on you to do your part to strengthen the economies of our world and to build our communities. And it is now, more than ever, that we will be counting on you to advocate to your family, neighbors, and colleagues the continuing opportunity of Ferris State. We are looking forward to your return to campus as our advisors, to be our guest speakers, and to share with us your stories that will inspire and support future generations that have the ability to fulfill their dreams here and one day stand at your side. Celebrate this great day. We look forward to hearing from you soon. And remember, you are and always will be a Bulldog.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of Ferris Fidelity. You may join Rachel Schumann in singing our alma mater. The words are located in your program. Please remain standing for the formal closing of the commencement ceremony. Thank you for sharing this special day with us.